Hi, everyone. I'm back with episode 2 of my new series, Debt Collectors. This series today, with this episode, is going to be talking about the kind of debt that we can't really see, the kind of debt that most of us, we don't even really know we owe until we feel that certain energy. Some call it a connection. It usually comes in the form of a soul tie. It's called karmic debt. It's when we owe some invisible balance to someone, probably for the most part, didn't come up in our family. We'd never even met until we met them. So we had no knowledge of it until we came across this person. And as I said before, it kind of comes into the form of soul ties. You just meet that one person, you feel instantly connected to them, instantly drawn to them. Typically, there's some type of karmic debt there, whether from one to another, from them to you, vice versa. Or it could be that, you just feel extremely drawn to someone. You feel like you know them. And chances are you do. The one thing about karmic debt, not only is it an invisible debt and a pre-contracted debt that happened before you either chose to come into this existence in this life, um, but it comes in various forms, and the penalty of it can be really severe. I used to wonder when I would see court proceedings, or I would see someone get all of these years and all of these lives on their verdict, like the end of their court case, it'd be like, you're sentenced to 15 lifetimes. And I used to say, why didn't they just give them natural life or the death penalty? Why all these extra lives when we've been taught that we only have one life? See, the justice system knows something. They know that we can sometimes circle back here again. This is why when the Jesus came to the disciples, or they were asking, is he Jeremiah? Is he Isaiah? Is he this? Is he that? Because even in Judaism, they were taught that there was reincarnation, and those things were took out of the Bible. So we definitely can live another life and come back here. The question is, did we live that other life, and are we in debt to someone? When that judge bangs that gavel down, and that gavel, if you notice, is wood, and it has like a gold rim around it, almost like a halo. When that gavel's banged down and that person is getting double life sentences, do you think maybe if we just work with me here, that sentence is carried over to the next life? And if that sentence is carried over to the next life, there's the proof of karmic debt. A lot of people will get framed for crimes they didn't commit. Just wonder, how could this happen to me? I'm not saying it's that way for all things, okay? But for most things in this system that we're in. That's why it's so important that we do have the blood to cover us and to erase those debts. And in servitude and gratitude, upon becoming a new person, we live our life in a way that would be befitting of having that type of grace to cover us. So the karmic debt can be heavy depending upon what happened in the last life. And you say, well, I don't know what happened in the last life. I wasn't there, or I don't remember, or I passed away. What we have to do is then do the soul work. If we feel particularly drawn to someone or indebted to someone, we have to say to ourselves, what is this I'm feeling? Now, me, I like to pray about it, and I like to do a meditation or fast, and I don't live this life to pay old debts. No, it doesn't work that way. I don't live this life that I'm in to settle things that I might not even be cognitive to know what happened then. But I do live this life to try to be as a righteous person as I can, and to always try to do the right thing. So if you run across these people that you might have a karmic debt to, what does it feel like? It feels like a drawing to someone, and it feels like, gosh, I just have a need to want to help them. or I have a need to want to understand them or be with them, or a need to be forgiven by them. I just feel like I owe this person something. Well, pray about it. And if some kind of way you feel strongly about it, then you kind of inquire to that person. When I meet new people that I feel are going to be a part of my life, I always try to figure out what is it that they would want from me? What is it that they could need from me? What could I give them? Because I believe that if you come into my life, you're here for a purpose. I don't meet people accidentally, and I typically don't have a lot of people that aren't a part of the Most High's plan for me walking across my path. So I always say, what is it that I'm supposed to do? What is it that I'm supposed to give this person or impart in their life? So when I meet people, I walk with that in my mind. And I've been in a relationship where I knew I owed a karmic debt to. And I'm not going to get into all the logistics of it, of remembering my past life, which I did. But I did owe a debt. And I wasn't as knowledgeable about how to pay those things back, or how to erase them, break the contract to that, as I am now. But I wasn't that way then. So I would just wonder, like, why do I feel so the need to protect this person? Why do I feel this need, like in some type of way, like I just did this person wrong? So what did I end up doing? I ended up overly submitting in the relationship. And ultimately, and this is not, do not do this, people. But ultimately, I ended up just being really good to this person, because I just felt like I knew that in that other former life, I was probably very not a nice person to them. And eventually, they ended up doing to me the dirt. And so I don't know if that was a karmic balance out or some kind of way, but the debt was settled and I was able to move on. Now I know I don't even, if I feel like I owe you a debt or I owe something to you, I just keep it moving. I pray and I say, Most High God, please just protect them and bless them and give them what they need. But no longer will I sacrifice my life to settle something that I am no longer in contract to. And that's just the beautiful thing about kind of being covered in the blood, or just kind of walking on a new path. It's not that you go out about life like, oh, I don't owe anybody or owe anything, but I don't owe anything prior to this life. Because this life is hard enough to try to settle the debts for the last one. Long story short, karmic debts exist. And I really do feel like I want everyone to kind of search within. Don't pay with your life like I didn't lose my life, but I lost time in that relationship. And it kind of made me kind of the floor mat in a way, because I just had this feeling like, wow, it wasn't a relationship that made me feel good about myself. And once it was over, it was, whew, I didn't mourn it because I knew that whatever I owed, that was done. But I don't want you to have to go through that. So find them relationships, or just kind of investigate your feelings. I always walk circumspectively and introspectively. So I just like, if you feel someone that you might have more of a debt to, or you feel these unsettled feelings, then just pray about it. Ask the Most High God, what can you do about it? Find out to them. And, even if if they're a spiritual person like you, and they may say, you might say, hey, I just feel like, I don't know, I know you from somewhere. I just feel like, are me and you cool? And they say, yes. Wipe your hands of it. Go about your business. I just want us to be aware that karmic debts exist, and that we're not required to pay those debts back, because I believe that we pay with the life that we live now, not making the same mistakes. Some people may owe you a debt. Well, if you want to be forgiven, you have to forgive those debts. And we move along. So this is the end of episode 2 of Debt Collectors. And I'll be looking forward to speaking to you all. Get down in the comments. Tell me what you think. If you know anyone that might have a karmic debt or you've experienced that, let me know. We're just trying to build and grow. And I'm just so happy that all of you have stopped by and you were able to get this message, because you're the ones I'm supposed to talk to in real time. I'm supposed to talk to you. So if you see this, it's meant for you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.